come on. I gotta finish this jack-o'-lantern. I still need to go get candy for the trick-or-treaters, and they're gonna be here in a few hours. Oh, hey everyone. Kevin for Sci-Fi Action Movie Reviews here. I'm sorry, I know I promised I would review the Halloween movie, but I gotta finish this jack-o'-lantern right now because I still need to get my candy. I know I hadn't got to it yet. I don't know why I waited till the last minute, but I guess I can talk about the Halloween movie. It's just gonna take a little while longer. And who's that? Come on, it's only 2 o'clock. Trick-or-treaters can't be out already. Oh. Hey. Nice costume. I'm sorry, I don't have any candy right now. Here, have some fruit snacks. I'm sorry, that's all I have right now. Hey, don't get rude to me. Give me that knife. Give me that. Ow! This is a real knife. Are you the real Michael Myers? This is perfect. I'm reviewing your movie right now. Come on in. Can you shut the door on your way in? Yeah, you can just stand right there while we can talk about your movie. Well, I can talk about your movie. We start the film out in 1963 in Haddonfield, Illinois, where we meet a young Michael stalking his sister through a window. After her boyfriend leaves, he slowly makes his way up the stairs with a kitchen knife, stabbing her to death. And it sounded like she was really enjoying it too. And then he just casually goes outside, not even caring that he just stabbed his own sister, just giving a blank expression. And his parents don't seem to really give a crap either. They just stare at him until we get to the opening credits. We soon get to meet Dr. Samuel Loomis, played by Donald Pleasant, and the nurse driving to the Smith's Grove Sanitarium to pick up Michael to go to court. By the time they get to the sanitarium, all the inmates are outside and out the gates. The nurse stupidly asks, "I didn't know they let them out." Why? It's raining, it's probably like 1 in the morning, and they're outside the fence. I don't think they just let them out willingly. Loomis goes out and checks to see what's the matter while the nurse stays in the car. But as soon as Loomis left, we see an inmate jumping on top of the car. The nurse hears this, however, and rolls down the window. As soon as she did that, the inmate started strangling her. She soon jumps out of the car and the inmate lets her go and steals the car. And we soon find out that that inmate who escaped was nevertheless Michael Myers. After 15 years of captivity, he's finally free to go on another killing spree. I just have to ask though, how did you learn how to drive? I mean, you've been locked up 15 years in a sanitarium, and I don't think they exactly have driver's ed. The next day, we get to meet the person Michael will be stalking for the rest of the movie, Laurie Strode, played by an upcoming actress, Jamie Lee Curtis, which was her first movie. The stalking only really begins when Laurie delivers a key to the old Myers house, trying to help her dad sell that house because he's a real estate agent. And Michael is kind of a weird stalker. He'll stalk her at school, and she turns her head for a moment, looks back up, he's gone. She'll see him near a bush, and when she looks, he's gone. Even when she's looking directly at him through an open window and never blinks, he's gone. I mean, where did you go? How did you do that? I mean, did she blink and you were gone? You can't be that fast. But after school, we get to meet the rest of Lori's friends who are all talking about their babysitting jobs on Halloween night. And I mean, what kind of parent dishes their kid on Halloween? I mean, that's the one day of the year where parents should really be there for their kids, but nope, got a date night. It's not really my place to judge parents, but I'm judging. I really am. Lori's friend Annie, played by Nancy Kice, will mostly be the one being stalked through half the night, which is kind of weird since Michael saw Lori first, but I guess he has his mind on a different agenda. Michael's next victims would be Linda, played by PJ Souls, and Bob, played by John Michael Graham. While all this is going down, Loomis is stalking the old Myers house with Sheriff Brackett, played by Charles Cyphers. Lori soon starts to worry about her friends and calls the house that Annie was supposed to be watching when she was babysitting. When she got no answer, she walked over there and saw all her friends' dead bodies with the Judas Myers headstone. She soon gets attacked by Michael Myers and runs out of the house screaming for help. Loomis finally realizes the car that Michael has stolen across the street and soon ventures out because he should have known that Michael would have stayed in the house forever because he's trying to recreate the night from 1963's Halloween. Lori goes back to the house that she was babysitting at and tries to lock the door, but Michael already broke in. She stabs him in the neck with a sewing needle and thinks he's dead, so she just picks up the knife and drops it right by his body. He soon gets up and she tells the kids to lock the door in the bathroom, and she hides in a closet. Michael starts breaking down the closet, and she grabs a hanger from the closet and stabs him in the eyes. And then when he drops his knife into the closet, she stabs him in the chest. When she looks at his corpse again, she just breathes a sigh of relief, drops the knife right by him, and just sits there and tells the kids to go across the street, which is a good idea, get them out of the house. Well, why would you sit there? You go with them. Why would you stay in the house with the killer? You get that? After that, Michael gets up, walks over to Lori, starts strangling her. She tries to fight back, ripping off his mask. He drops her, putting the mask back on. Finally, Loomis getting there and shooting him 6 times off of a balcony. Loomis then looks over the balcony to check on Michael's corpse, but he's gone. I mean, how do you walk away from that? You were stabbed in a major artery, you get stabbed in the eye, stabbed in the chest, shot 6 times, and fall off like a 3-story balcony or 2-story? Yeah, 2-story balcony, but how do you survive and walk away from that? And finally, in the final scene, Lori asks Loomis, was it the boogeyman? And he says, indeed, I think it was. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a great movie to watch every Halloween because hence the name Halloween. But I was a little disappointed because I thought it was going to be like a gory movie. But you really didn't need any of the gore because John Carpenter did a good job with the camera angles. You can just imagine what Michael was doing. Some of the acting, though, was kind of strange. I mean, like, half the actors sound like they were enjoying getting killed. But then there was other actors who actually did a good job, sort of like the guy who played Bob, who was stabbed in the chest hanging from the wall. Like, I mean, I love that scene. It's a great scene, especially when his feet are dangling. I think that's the best part of the killing scene from Michael. I mean, in this movie, though, it really didn't have to be an R, well, I guess, topless girl scenes. But, I mean, mainly if it was in this, like, in the 21st century, it would probably be a PG-13. But then again, probably not because of topless girl scenes. But I wouldn't say this is, like, the best movie in the world. Like, it's broke box office records. I mean, it's a nice movie. It's like sort of like a B-film slasher film, but it's still a great movie, and I do recommend it. And then with this new movie that just came out, Halloween of 2018, it takes place 40 years after the original. Don't know how they captured Michael, because they said they captured him the next day. I don't understand, but I really like it because they get rid of the whole Cult of Thorn, because that was just a weird timeline. And then they also got rid of the Resurrection. I hated Resurrection. I mean, seriously? But I do feel bad for some of the sequels, sort of like the Halloween 3. It was a good movie in its own right, but they really shouldn't have titled it Halloween 3. I know what Carpenter was trying to do, trying to make a trilogy, but for like different stories for every Halloween. But when you introduce the killer into the same movies, you don't want to just branch off from that and call it 3. But either way, you were the first killer in the decade of 1970s to actually start all the horror movie cliches. And you'll always be number 1 for that. Can you get that? Thanks. Oh! We could talk about this. Fruit snacks? And anyway, I would have to give this movie a 4 out of 5 pumpkins. And you can see this movie for yourself and get it in Blu-ray and DVD at Walmart, Target, or Vintage Stock. You can also see digital download at Amazon Prime Video and iTunes. To see more content like this, why don't you subscribe to my channel? And see the latest video, click right there. And to see a playlist of my 50s and 90s music, click right there.